Hello, how you doing today? Welcome to Life on the Light Side. I'm just going to try to adjust this to make me happy. Not always the easiest thing. There we go. Okay. Well, today, um, we've talked before about the importance that we are to each other in staying on the light side. That, I want you to know that me being here for you makes me happy and kind of fills my heart and helps me to lighten up. And I'm hoping that me being here for you lightens you up a little bit and helps you get through the day. Today, I am really going to kind of be leaning on you because it's been a bit of a high stress time for me. There have been, of course, this past weekend and upcoming days where we don't know what's going to come next. We don't know the breadth or the depth of the issues we're looking at. And because I have an inquiring mind, I happen to be one of those that will follow news trails and say, wait a minute, I got to figure this out. Well, unfortunately, that thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. So, what I've been producing was a lot of negative energy as much as I think it just catches us sometimes. And then it is compounded because there's all the news about the government and the impeachment and inauguration and in danger and who's on whose side and some of the scary things that happen and will they be held accountable. It's just that it's like being hit with a tidal wave, and as much as we're saying, stay up, stay light, stay upside, and we know this is the truth. We know this is the truth. We know ultimately everything is working together for good. I want to share that scripture with you. It's from Romans. I think it's 8:8. I'm not sure. Everything works together for good for those who love the Lord. And metaphysically interpreted, that is telling us that because of the Lord or the law, spiritual principle, everything will come out okay because God is good. God's will for us is good. And through the law of cause and effect, whether we're sending out or instigating a cause, or whether we're experiencing the effect, whether it's individually or collectively, it is ultimately meant to manifest good. I know it's not always that easy to remember, especially if you feel like the bad news rolling in is greater than the good news that you feel. So it's a job. It's a job. So I wanted to give you some tools for your job in coping. Oh, wait a minute. I was having such a day. I didn't look up the National Day calendar. I'm going to do that right now. I saw it earlier. I just forgot to make notes on it. Silly me. Oh, well, it's Martin Luther King Day. Now, boy, oh boy, oh boy, if that isn't a good thing for today, because I think we have to remember that, oh my God, I have a dream. And he said, in the midst of bigotry and segregation and all kinds of problems, I have a dream. He had a dream that his kids will be able to dream and fulfill their dreams, and a dream that people will be judged not by the color of their skin, but by the depth of their character. And so, boy, that is really, really something I want to remember to hang on to today. Um, because we do feel, I think of how overwhelming it felt at that point when those words were said. They wanted justice and equality. They just wanted what other people have. And what are we looking at today? A challenge again with white supremacy. We haven't overcome it. Why haven't we overcome it? Because it is still in the dark realm of lower consciousness. We need to know that as we practice living and being the light, living and being love, being a radiating center of God's love for all, that's where we lift up to the higher consciousness and things have a chance to change. So it's Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and we bless him on that. I thought it was the 19th, but it says today. It's National Winnie the Pooh Day. Now we know Winnie the Pooh had a friend, and the friend's name was Eeyore. And Eeyore was such a negative little blue donkey. Oh, nothing was good. We don't want to be an Eeyore kind of consciousness. We want to be a Winnie the Pooh consciousness. It's the one time you want to have a little poo all over you. It's National Peking Duck Day. Well, I don't think that's going to make Peking ducks very happy, but for people that like that, it's National Michigan Day. And oh, how Michigan does need our prayers. So as we think of National Michigan Day, may we also hold those folks as ourselves in prayer for safety, justice, truth, peace. And it's another day that is dear to my heart, and that is National Thesaurus Day. No, it's not some kind of dinosaur. It's a book where you can look up all different variations of particular words. Well, hang on a minute. I got to find you. Oh, I lost you. Heavens, did I close you out by accident? Oh my goodness. I don't see me. I don't see you. I'm thinking I lost you. I'm thinking I got to go back in and get it. Ay, ay, ay. I'm back. I guess I'm going to have to use my Movavi skills to knit that together with the previous video. Hopefully it's not still taping somewhere because I could not find it anywhere. So we were back at National Thesaurus Day. I love the book, the online program, the whatever, because I am a writer and being able to find words that say more concisely what I'm meaning or say it in a different way. I will always remember the day I sent a story to my friend Eileen, who's a very good editor and writer herself. And so I sent it to her, and she said, "You use the word actually too much." And I thought, didn't think of it. And I went in, and boy, was she ever right. I had actually this, actually that, actually the other thing. So clearly that had to go. So I went to the thesaurus and found better ways to say the same thing, or maybe even more concise ways. So, in these days, we've got so much shortened languaging. We have everything is text, little text shortcuts, and you is YOU, and um, there's just so many. So it's really great to be able to expand our vocabulary. I think Reader's Digest used to have a section of their book called Toward a More Picturesque Speech. It was a part of their book, it was a little article. And you would read the words, and then you'd have to figure out what they meant, and then you'd find out whether you were right or not. And then you're challenged to use that word 3 times in a sentence. What a great way to expand our vocabulary. And it is so much easier. I got to tell you, I had a discussion with my daughter last night, and I was telling her something, and she so misunderstood what I meant. And I was very grateful that she said to me, "What do you mean by that?" Because I have the opportunity to point out, no, 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 that was not what I meant at all. So you got to be careful with our communications and try to be concise. Check out your thesaurus, especially if you're a writer. Okay, so as I was saying, today we're talking about staying light and coping. So, in addition to everything that's going on with the latest, greatest strains of COVID-19, or if they got new names for them, I don't know. The shortages of vaccines, and where will they come from? I got a date to get my vaccine. Please pray with me, knowing that date for my first shot will be there. And when the second shot comes up, it'll be there too. I'll be well covered. Because when that's done, I want to wait a couple of weeks and then get out and about my life. And that's a fact. So that's one coping thing. Now, that's actually a coping skill that I would like to share with you. And that is, hang on a minute, I'm a little cockeyed. And that is to have something to look forward to. Because when things are pretty crappy, we really want something to look forward to. And so I am looking forward to getting on a plane and going somewhere. And despite whatever heavy falls, when I start to think about that one thing, it lifts me up a little bit. So I think that is a very important coping skill. Now, you actually was the word that I say too much. And I was in Twisters. Where's my brain going? I was in Toastmasters. We had a little jar, and it was called the jar. And like people, when they will speak, they'll say blah 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 blah, and every time you said you had to put money in the jar. And I don't remember what we did with it, but we did some kind of fun thing with it when it was all said and done, the week, the month, or whatever. But the counter, we needed that. Maybe I need an actual counter. Yes, maybe the other actual. I'm going to go get my thesaurus. It could be precisely, it could be real, it could be factual. See, there's many ways to say a thing. So I looked up these coping skills. And I want to add that as all the things that are coming up with COVID and the inauguration, impeachment, judgment, danger, threat, it is also that opportunity to get strong. I read a little meme today that said something along the lines of when they that people are like earthquakes, mountains, like mountains after earthquakes, because earthquakes, when the ground shifts, very often mountains come up from it. And she said people, when she sees people that she calls mountain people because they, are so strong, uh, she said she wonders what kind of earthquake brought forth that strength. So we want to be strong through our times of needed coping. So in the midst of all this, I have a family issue going on that doesn't need any exploration or explanation. Thesaurus time, thesaurus time. But so I'm really, I feel like I am working out on a like a bench press or something that is beyond my ability to lift. And so you are here, and because we are together, we share, and I draw from you power and energy, which I pray I circulate back to you. See, because they always say, sorrow shared is halved, and joy shared is doubled. So let's double the joy. Remember that? I'm trying to remember the double mint, double mint gum, double the flavor, double the fun, double mint gum. Let's double mint up our joy meter. Okay, so I found this great thing called 99 coping skills. I'm not going to do all 99 today. Let's see. Oh, where does time go? So I'm going to do a few. And so that includes, I'll do a few every day, maybe, because we probably have some coping to go with. Exercise. Now, here's telling on myself. I did not exercise this morning. Now, you know that's not me. Put on fake tattoos. Yeah, I got tattoos. I don't need to worry about that one. Write poetry, stories, journal. Oh, yes. And that is a good one. In fact, I want to talk about that one a little bit. And I'm sharing something with you that I have not shared with anybody yet. This is my affirmation book. This affirmation book I started 5 years ago, well, 4 years plus ago. And well, actually, it was probably 4 years ago tomorrow because I started it on Inauguration Day 2017. And in here, this book is filled with affirmations. They're affirmations about being released from the dark times that we were in because of our leadership. They're affirmations stating that, here's an example: I judge not by appearances, but trust God for right outcomes. I am open and receptive to that which is mine to do. I pray and move my feet. As I was doing that one, I probably was still working on the book, Rise of the False Gods, because to me, that's a piece of what I consider my contribution to try to help us overcome the agony of the past 4 years. Um, Here's another one. I know you're not going to like one of the words in here, but Let it go. Divine order is now manifest in the U.S. government. Evil is cast out as people awaken to its presence and demand to live another way. There's a whole book of them. There is 4 years worth, and I am down to my last page. That's a long list of affirmations, but those affirmations have helped me to stay strong. I invite you to write affirmations. Lord willing, all will be in divine order, which is the daily word for Inauguration Day, and all will be peaceful and all will be safe. And I will close this book. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it after that. I may burn it, I may keep it, but this is 4 years of daily affirmations, praying for right outcome in our government, in our lives, and in the world. So that is a skill. I just have to check the time. Oh, good, I got a whole 5 minutes. Um, Scribble or doodle on paper. That's a very good thing to do. And sometimes scribbling or doodling helps us to figure out stuff. When I was in school and the teacher in seminary, and the teacher would be talking like on about a Bible story or something, and I really wanted to remember the essence of the story and the metaphysical interpretation, I would sketch out. Not that I'm a great sketcher, don't make that mistake. I would sketch out to my understanding the essence of the story he was telling. And then I would make name notes on it and stuff, to symbols to help me remember. So it's very good. Scribbling and doodling is good because it comes out of your soul. You don't even have to put the words to it. Be with other people. Well, we're doing that now, aren't we? When I am done with this, I hope to have a visit with my great grandson, and then I'll have my 10 p.m. Rise of the False Gods study. So it's just one thing after another that will bless us and help us stay on the light side. Of course, watching a favorite TV show is very important. Um, Post on web boards and answer others' posts. If you have a particular challenge in your life, I can assure you there is a page, a group on the internet somewhere. Just search for it. It could be about depression. It could be about positive thinking. It could be about health or financial challenges, and how to cope, because those pages are there, and then you can interact with others, you can ask questions. That is really helpful, and you'll be surprised how much can come in. Go see a movie. You can't go see a movie, but you can definitely see a movie, and you want to make sure it's either inspirational or funny. And I just reconnected. It's on Hulu. So if you have Hulu, it's also on Prime, but you have to buy the episodes or the series. But the name of the show is called Miranda, and just look it up. It is hilarious. I cannot watch that show, no matter what kind of mood I'm in, without laughing out loud, and that's a fact. Do a word search or crossword. There is a word search right next to my bed that I plan on doing later today to help me stay up as I'm continuing to struggle this day on the light side. The next one says, do schoolwork. Well, you may not be in school, but there's always a plethora of things to learn. And I'll bet you've got a bunch of books that you can leaf through and think of new projects, new ways of doing things. So that is the 10 of the 99 top skills. I was going to share a story with you today, but I We ran out of time. How does that happen? But this is my, I want to show you this. This is called my Right Stuff book. And actually, this box was from when I was with Webster Bank. And this was my, let's see how many years. I don't know. This was some anniversary that I got a pin and I got an award for being employed by them. I think it was 5 years. I think I stayed with them almost 7. But it's become a treasure chest because in this little box are tons of short stories that I wrote. And writing is a great way to tell stories and make them come out in a way that works for you. The stories I write are usually inspirational fiction because, and they have metaphysics in them very often because that's what I write, that's what I teach, that's what I love. So, on that note, I'm going to let you toddle off to your day. And I thank you for being there. I thank you for helping me to stay on the light side, as I likewise pray I've been able to somehow help you stay on the light side. One other thing uh, that I do, like I'm really, really kind of sad today, but I have some, these are my prayer beads. I make prayer beads. I designed them especially to contain the components of the prayer beads of world religions. And I have my beloved Sammy's little ring. And it's kind of too big to wear on my finger without fear of it falling off and losing it. So I just threw it on a piece of yarn because I'm such a fashionista. But I can just, it hangs right over my heart. So, my dear friends, no matter how you may feel surrounded by darkness, together, let's walk on the light side. God bless you. And I have to find out how to turn this off because my mouse isn't working. Why are you still recording? Oh, no.